Hey guys, Saru here, and just a quick news update here that I read on an article on Silicon Era that the Sony is going to be stopping production of the Vita game cards. So no more game cards are going to be produced after March 31st, I think is what it said. So they're pretty much at this point killing the Vita. I mean, we were lucky enough, I think, that the Vita still had life up until this point, considering how badly it did. But I'm still bitter about the whole thing because it means that we're no longer going to get physical releases in the US, which really sucks because I love the Vita. I mean, I got the original white OLED one. I got two different Vita TVs because Sony did a really stupid thing where you had to have an account on a card, which is another thing that I think was the downfall to the Vita, is the stupid cards, is how expensive the media was to get, and the fact that you have to tie an account to the card. So I had to get one to load a Japanese account, and I had to get one for a US account, which is dumb. It should have been just one thing, like the Switch. The Switch makes it so easy to import, and I'm not really a Nintendo fanboy per se, but I haven't really liked the Nintendo system since the Super Famicom and kind of the GameCube. I was okay with the GameCube, but the Switch did it right with that. The Switch implemented easy to load profiles. They use standard media that you could buy at any store. It's ridiculous how expensive the Vita cards are, and I think that is a big problem, and it's really sad that they're stopping production of the cards in America, because I'm big on physical media. I like having physical media, and it's just nice. It's nice to have, you know, a case, you know, with well, there's no card in here, but with a card, and it's just nice. They're really cool. I'm not big on digital media, so I like to have physical cards for all my stuff. And I mean, the Vita cards are so cool. Like, they're super small, they're compact, and that's kind of why I like the Switch. I like the Switch. They're releasing everything on physical media, and it's like they're catering to people like us who like physical media, that they're putting everything out on physical media. And now the Sony Vita, with them stopping physical media for the US market, like, that sucks for anyone who wanted to put games out on the Vita. We wanted to put our game on the Vita. We wanted to put our game FX Unit Yuki on the Vita, and now we won't be able to because we just don't have enough time. If you want to put something on a physical Vita card, I think the deadline is June 28th to submit the code for that game that you want to make, and after that, that's it. You know, there's no more physical games are going to be coming out on the Vita. And it makes me really sad that we're not going to get any more physical media. Yeah, a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, they're surprised that the Vita lasted this long and that we got physical media for so long, but it shouldn't have been the case, only because Sony made so many mistakes with the Vita that I think that we should have gotten physical media well into 2018, and if not longer. And it sucks. It really sucks, but you know, what can you do? At least in Japan, the Vita is still going strong. When I was in Japan, I saw many of the aisles still had a bunch of Vita games. Like, I saw A2 had a wall of them. Hypermedia Gale, which is a store that specializes in most newer media, new games, new movies, new everything, had a huge wall of Vita stuff. So the Vita is still a big thing in Japan, and that makes me happy, but for how long is it going to be a big thing in Japan? But at least I can still get my physical media in Japan and in Asia. I'm hoping PlayAsia still does their Chinese physicals with the English subtitles, their Asia releases that are in Japanese with Chinese subtitles and English subtitles and what have you. But what's gonna be of companies like limited run games. Limited run games put out a bunch of stuff on the Vita, so I wonder what's going to happen with them. Are they still going to be able to put cards out? Because Sony is producing these cards, so if they're Sony is shutting that down, that means that we're not going to get anything else from limited run on the Vita, which also sucks. Like, everything about this sucks. But I mean, they moved on to the Switch, so maybe they're, you know, they're kind of like whatever with that, and they might be okay with it. But I'm still really disappointed in the fact that Sony decided to take this stance with the Vita, and it just feels like they're just eager to kill it off. And I guess I understand on a business standpoint, it costs them money to keep that production line going, but I would have liked them to put out some sort of successor to the Vita, because it kind of, this is kind of what happened with the PSP. The PSP, it was kind of like the PSP went forward and then the Vita came along, and there was no like real gap between the two, you know, because even when we had the PSP, we got the Go, you know, in the middle of that, where they were trying to experiment with just digital downloads, and, you know, they kind of shit the bed with this one too. And so I guess Sony is just burnt out on the whole portable thing, and being that the PS4 is so successful, that I guess Sony feels like, you know, the Vita is, you know, they don't have to worry about the Vita. They can just, you know, cut their losses with it, and that's that. But what do you guys think about this? I mean, does it upset you? I mean, it's going to upset any hardcore Vita fan for sure. I don't talk much about Vita on this channel, but I love the Vita. I buy special editions of games that I like whenever I can. But since I mostly talk about retro, I don't really talk much about the Vita. And now I feel like I kind of want to talk more about the Vita, because I feel like part of the problem is the Vita didn't get enough exposure too, because Sony didn't really push it. They didn't really like push it out to everybody, so I don't know. I can sit here and complain about this forever, but I'm not going to. What do you guys think about this? What does it upset you? Do you think that we were lucky enough that the Vita got this much life out of it, because they've pretty much considered it dead? Is this going to raise prices of Vita games because they're not making Vita games anymore? Are people going to rush out and be like, oh my god, you know, no one's making Vita games anymore? They're going to become scarce. People are going to start buying them up. Prices are going to go up. What do you think? I'd like to know. Let me know down in the comments if you think prices for games are going to go up because they're stopping production on the cards. Are you still going to collect for the Vita? Are a bunch of you going to jump over to imports since Japan is still making them and Asia is still making them? Let me know down in the comments. If you're new to the video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.